All right, next segment. What I expect from the the players themselves. This is a tactical game. It is a game of chess, and probably my number one problem is trying to play a game of chess with a checkers mindset. And what I mean by that is we eventually want to get to a point where these kids can play a tactical game, yet if they don't possess the basic skills, and for me, the basic skills, they have to be able to pass and trap the ball. It has to be a skill that they can do. The more they struggle with it, the more difficult this game gets. You know, we're a season or two away from playing 9v9, and at that point in time, if they can't pass and trap, they're just going to get lost on the field. So for me, I'm really, really looking for those kids to start growing in those areas. It's something we worked on last year, and I've already had a chance to see a huge swath of the kids, and I think some of them have improved, but not enough. So if they don't have the technical proficiency on the ball, if they cannot pass, if they can't swing their leg through, if they can't point their plant foot, the target they want to pass the ball through, if every time you see them passing the ball, their foot stomps into the ground, if they can't pass the ball on the ground, if they can't start to chip the ball in the air, if they can't use the inside of their foot and understand when to use the inside, when to use the outside, how to lace the ball, all of those things are what we call there's just that technical ball mastery, and a lot of kids are struggling with that. So it can really hurt the season if we don't progress in those areas. So one of the things I'm going to expect from the players this year is I'm going to expect them to journal, and I'm going to expect them to juggle. That's going to be it. We're going to have days or we may even have games and tournaments where I let kids pick position based on who can win juggling competitions. And it seems silly. You're just like, yeah, juggle the ball, right? What's juggling have to do with the game? Well, juggling has to do a lot to do with foot-eye coordination, motor skills coordination. It has everything to do with balls that are traveling in the air. And for me, it's very important. You will never go to a high-level soccer game where everybody there can't juggle the ball 30, 40, 50, 60 times. So I'm going to expect the kids to start juggling. Energy vampires. I put this in the letter. Kids who have bad attitude, lack motivation, they create an undesirable training environment. They like to joke around a lot when I'm trying to teach or instruct, or very distractive in nature. Those kids are what we call energy vampires. And what happens is as soon as those kids start doing that, everybody else jumps on the boat, and then it becomes chaos. So if I see those, if I have to let your kid know that they're an energy vampire, it's something I'll be talking with you as a parent as well. Hopefully we don't have too many of those problems though. So we practice twice a week. Now, if you know anything about Kobe Bryant, if you've ever listened to any of his interviews, he will tell you that twice a week is just not enough. You know, it's 3 hours a week that these kids work at soccer. It's just not enough to get better. So they're going to have to take some personal time to develop a better relationship with the ball and a better touch on the ball. If you don't know how to pass or how to trap, or you don't know what we're looking for, just make sure you let me know, and we'll sit down and we'll talk about what I'm looking for. And then if it's something that they can work on at home, that's great. I have a rebounder in the garage for my daughters. It was a stupid expensive piece of equipment, dumb buy, but I can go out there and we can work on passing and trapping in front of that. You don't need something super fancy like that. Really, all they need is a wall and a ball. So that's what I expect. Some of the things we're going to really focus on this year is 1v1 defending. I think these kids have a tendency to just run towards the ball. Somebody's dribbling the ball, they just run forward, stick their foot out, and hope for the best. I want to teach them how to be a little bit more intelligent on the defending piece, and we're also going to focus on winning 1v1s. I'm really, really going to hammer down on those things because I think those are two skills that are super important to soccer. So, and I think the other thing that we really need to start working on this year from a tactical perspective is learning when to pass. A lot of these kids get the ball on their foot, and the ball doesn't leave their foot until it's either in the back of the net or they lose the ball. I'd like to fix that a little bit. So those are some things I expect from the kids. I need them to work on juggling and need them to work on passing and trapping. And it's something they've got to start working on their time.